these guys are training cops to be better cops?
I love violence. I love fighting. I'm not sure the guy who's fucking recording you like, oh, I am not a citizen of the United States under fucking Act 12, 6. Shut the fuck up, right? About to get pepper sprayed and tased. Windows broken out, motherfucker. In Indiana, speed limit for trucks is 65, cars is 70. There's no fucking way that any car should ever be behind a semi if they have the ability to pass it. So when you do that, if you're coming through Indiana, I'm gonna fucking stop your ass. Like, he has the whole left lane to pass this semi, but he's gonna sit right behind it. It makes zero sense. It's not logical.
We are, in fact, the good guys.
Do you have a thirst for unbridled power? Did you want to bully kids in school but were unable to because the other kids could fight back? Are you hyper-focused on your own safety, and are you willing to do what it takes to keep you and your partner safe at all times? Do you have any interest in abusing authority and trampling rights? Well then, street cop training may be for you. In October 2021, nearly 1,000 law enforcement officers, 240 of them from New Jersey, attended a 6-day police training conference in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The conference was held by a private, New Jersey-based police training company called Street Cop Training, hosted by former Washington, D.C. U.S. Park Police Officer Dennis Benigno. His company's website claims that his innovative approach to law enforcement training has changed the learning experience for the better in all aspects of his profession. To date, Benigno has traveled to and instructed in 49 states throughout the country and multiple cities within them, and he has personally instructed over 10,000 police officers since 2012. Now, while Dennis trains cops around the country to effectively enforce the unconstitutional war on drugs, for example, it may surprise people who support the thin blue line that one of Dennis's goals is to die at 91 surrounded by cocaine and hookers, and he wonders why it wouldn't be the goal of all of his law enforcement trainees.
I don't want a hero's exit. I don't want to die at like 91 with hookers and cocaine around me, you know? Why wouldn't that be your goal and objective? Like, I'm on vacation in Colombia, money, and these girls like are not as wealthy and they need to do things to make money.
Taxpayers will be happy to know that during the Street Cop training course, police officers are even given relationship advice on how to break down any resistance to sexual advances and be a gigolo.
If you're trying to get a little booty boo poo nanny poon tang, whatever the hell you call it, okay, there's an approach. You don't walk up and say, hi, what's your name? How old are you? Sounds like casting couch, doesn't it? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there is like a little bit of a finesse. You gotta be a f***ing gigolo. I'm just a gigolo. Gigolo. I'm just a gigolo. Gigolo. I'm just a gigolo. Gigolo.
Instructor Tommy Brooks gave 1,000 cops some tips on how they can get a sneaky peek.
Can I be the sneaky peek? And you all know the sneaky peek. Every guy in the room right now is like, what are you talking about? It's like when you're there and somebody walks by you and you're like, don't look. Just don't look. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Hey, what's up, buddy? Fake phone call. Okay, I looked.
One of the biggest threats to the life, liberty, and property of every American is the ever-present danger of police abuse, brutality, and violence. In fact, the group commissioned to investigate allegations of police corruption within the NYPD in the 1990s concluded that the world's largest police force had a systemic corruption problem characterized by brutality, theft, abuse of authority, and active police criminality. In light of that sobering reality, you would think that at least part of the Street Cop training course would be to diffuse and discourage the tendencies of cops to be violent. Instead, it looks like violence is being promoted, glorified, and encouraged.
I love what the fuck I do for a living. There's nothing else I'm good at. I love violence. I love fighting. I love shooting, and I fucking love freedom. It wasn't that long ago that we were drinking out of the skulls of our enemies. Like, I'm gonna murder this guy, then I'm gonna take his head, then I'm gonna cut his head in half, and then I'm gonna boil his skull, and then I'm gonna drink out of that skull. Fucking rad, right?
Just think about this for a second. Cops are bad enough before receiving training like this. But these guys are the ones who are training the officers who are going to pull you over and interact with you at the next traffic stop. Okay, maybe that's just a one-off. Maybe it's just a fluke. Surely the CEO of the company has a better, more compassionate and respectful view of the general public. How would he treat somebody who, say, pulls out their phone and starts recording and standing on their rights?
I'm not sure the guy who's fucking recording you like, oh, I am not a citizen of the United States under fucking Act 12, 6. Shut the fuck up, right? About to get pepper sprayed and tased, windows broken out, motherfucker.
Let me get this straight. If we assert our rights, the top guy who's training all these other law enforcement officers is going to joke about pepper spraying us, tasing us, and breaking our windows out? So what are some cops saying about this course? Street Cop Training boasts a stellar 5 stars and 668 reviews on their Google page. William says, Street Cop Training has been invaluable to my development as a law enforcement officer. The knowledge they pass down in class is worth years of on-the-job experience. Since completing several of their classes, I have been having the impact I've desired since day one of this job. Dennis and his team put out a top-tier product and believe in their mission and those who take their training. Jarrett writes, Street Cop Training is the absolute most knowledgeable and versatile company in the law enforcement training industry. From case law, crime prevention, and officer safety techniques. Street Cop truly cares about their clients and students, and their main goal is keeping officers safe. I know you're probably shocked to hear that one. The reviews are glowing, but instructors like Sean Barnett from the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office conveyed dehumanizing messages like this.
We don't like treating turds, right? You're like, the ambulance can take care of them, right? And I had a problem treating, gangbangers and the people that were the pieces of shit of society, right? I had a great mentor that told me, well, Sean, guess what? That's a live tissue lab, bro. Anytime you can come to one of these shitbags, absolutely do the best you can. Absolutely, because what if he gets hurt, right? Or she gets hurt, or he gets hurt, then I can perform that flawlessly because now I've had some reps in. Everybody get that? Everybody with me on that?
Of course we're with you, Sean. It's okay for cops to treat others as subhuman. We got it. While law enforcement agencies across the country claim that they want to bridge the gap and improve de-escalation techniques, they send their officers to be trained by yahoos like this.
In the South, it's the wild, wild west, south, wherever. You don't believe me? Run from Georgia State Patrol. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Run from me. Somewhere along the chase becomes neither confirm or deny there's some videos out there with me doing just that.
It's probably not surprising to you that some of these instructors promoted the use of deceptive, unconstitutional policing tactics during traffic stops.
Have a day where you go out and go, I'm going to pull over 20 people in a row for the sole purpose of asking them a series of questions and make up your own questions. Something as simple as, hey, how you doing? Where you come from? Hey, where you going? Be real friendly about all stuff and just see how people answer questions. You will learn general baseline. And then when you ask somebody a question and the answers are just weird, you'll be so much better at picking up on it.
In other words, here's how you fish for and manufacture a crime. They even brag about making traffic stops and harassing drivers for traveling a little under the speed limit and not breaking any laws.
In Indiana, speed limit for trucks is 65, cars is 70. There's no fucking way that any car should ever be behind a semi if they have the ability to pass it. So when you do that, if you're coming through Indiana, I'm gonna fucking stop your ass. Like, he has the whole left lane to pass this semi, but he's gonna sit right behind it. It makes zero sense. It's not logical.
How about some more deceptive practices, like making up stories to get you on something?
We've all seen the videos Kenny Williams with him sitting in the driver's seat. He's finger fucking his computer, really just playing Tetris, not doing anything. And he's asking them very simple questions in the midst of his investigation. Oh, so who's that in the car again? Oh, where'd you guys say you're going? You going for a long time? I have family out that way. Making up a story and trying to engage them in a casual conversation.
Here's the CEO again bemoaning the fact that body cams reveal law enforcement criminality as officers routinely violate consent.
Somebody with some kind of fucking thing on their shoulders or neck collar or fucking whatever said, hey, we watched your body cam videos. We don't think you got a voluntary consent. Yeah, here's 7 pieces of case law, fuckhead. Stop trying to back the 19-year-old dispatcher. Get a fucking life.
Here's Benigno again, admitting that cops who issue tickets and claim publicly that it's for highway safety know it's all BS because they don't ticket their law enforcement buddies who are going 106 and a 50.
We show up, especially when we're new, hammering out fucking tickets like they're going out of style. I don't care, bro, speed, I'm saving your life. Shut the fuck up. Saving your life. We don't like to write, this is the fucking fun shit, like you see that shit on like Facebook. We don't like to write tickets, but we do because we care about your loved one. Here's a crash car. Yeah, and then every fucking friend of yours who you work with does 106 and a 50, and you stop and go, on a job. Have a good one, right?
Now, the New Jersey State Office of the Comptroller launched an investigation into the street cop training course, concluding that it undermines efforts to build bridges with the public. In response, Benigno gave a long-winded dissertation on how he personally takes responsibility for any inappropriate or offensive language used by some of his instructors.
I personally take responsibility and apologize for any inappropriate or offensive language that was used by a few of our instructors in the 2021 training session that was the sole focus of this OSC report.
Yeah, you kind of left out the fact that you're one of the instructors that promoted a warlike mentality against the public. Benigno claims that since then he's implemented quality control measures to make sure this doesn't happen again. And being the authoritarian psycho that he obviously is, he had the gall to say this.
The OSC report also gives the perception that our training supports or promotes unconstitutional policing, and that is simply not true. No video, slide, or reference has been presented nor exists to illustrate the suggestion or instruction of any violation of a recognized constitutional amendment. That's why they said it's likely.
I know it may make you feel good, Denny, but if pepper spraying, tasing, and breaking the window of a guy standing on his rights isn't a violation of the Constitution, then there's no such thing. And by the way, that was you who said that, Dan.
I'm not sure the guy who's fucking recording you like, oh, I am not a citizen of the United States under fucking Act 12, 6. Shut the fuck up, right? About to get pepper sprayed, tased, windows broken out, motherfucker.
No video, slide, or reference has been presented nor exists to illustrate this suggestion or instruction of any violation of a recognized constitutional amendment.
Now check out this psychotic and alarming statement.
The truth of the matter is, almost 1,000 police officers know exactly what happened during the 2021 conference, and not one ever complained that there was anything short of great training. That's all we heard that week.
In other words, this guy's course promoted violence, brutality, a disregard for life and property, and a disdain for American rights, and not one officer had a problem with it. Putting it another way, there were no good apples who attended that conference. Yep, that sounds about right. This is yet another example of cops lie and cameras don't. He ends his pathetic, excuse-ridden diatribe with this.
I want to express that while we were painted as the bad guys, we are in fact the good guys, creating better, more well-trained police officers for a country that expects the best from their men and women in blue. And everybody in this profession knows that.
We are in fact the good guys.
With good guys like this,
I love violence.
who the heck needs criminals? Turns out, after this comptroller report, Benigno, who is making bank on these cop courses, filed for bankruptcy and then blamed the New Jersey investigations. I'll leave the link to all this info in the description if you want to look further into these tyrants. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab a shirt, become a channel member, but more importantly, know what your rights are and exercise your rights, even in the face of tyranny. If we don't exercise our rights, we will lose them. I'll see you in the next video.